Welcome to Life on the Wabash, your home for the lighter, brighter, happier side of your community. We'll cover places to go, events to explore, recipes to try, and information that makes your life easier or more fun. Let's dive in. Good morning and welcome to Life on the Wabash. I'm Lindsay Varamis.
And I'm Sam Shakuri. This show is all about community and connection we want you to explore on a deeper level.
It is also a teaching tool. Boilermakers like Sam are producing this show and getting hands-on TV training in the process.
Coming up, a new bakery with a European twist. Ever heard of a chimney cake? Why this Hungarian treat is Lafayette's hot new flavor.
Plus, we're pulling back the curtain on Purdue Student Government, who they are, how they work, and why their influence matters beyond campus.
Next, we're talking tattoos. A look into getting your ink in the winter and how to take care of it.
Snow can be a battle. We keep our sidewalks clear, but what is it like cleaning up local highways? Deeper insight on how the pros keep us moving.
Industry experience turns real-world education. How Purdue film students are getting a taste of Hollywood.
And for any new international students at Purdue this semester, a way to get more connected to campus.
Life on the Wabash starts now.
If you've ever wished you could step into the charm of Europe without ever leaving Lafayette, this might be just the spot. And it's a first in the state of Indiana. Let's go check it out. We're here now with one of the owners, Nicole DeWitt. Nicole, you have an interesting business story. This all began with a vacation. Can you explain?
Yes, my now husband and I took a trip to Europe in 2022, and one of the highlights was Prague, which is where we discovered chimney cakes, and we absolutely fell in love. They're so delicious. We ate multiple a day, I think, while we were there. And when we returned to the States, we found out that they're not really here, and we thought that they'd be the perfect addition to the greater Lafayette community.
It is something, I've never heard of it before. I'm sure there's lots of people that are curious out there. So what exactly is a chimney cake?
It's kind of hard to describe, but the best way I like to explain it is it's kind of like a soft pretzel meets a cinnamon roll. So it's like a sweet bread dough that we roll over a roller, and then we cook it rotisserie style. And then when we remove it from the roller, like steam comes out of it, resembling a smoking chimney, which is why it's called the chimney cake.
Now, to take a leap from tasting something you love to actually opening a business, that's big. How did you decide to do it?
Well, my husband and I have always talked about starting our own business, as a lot of people often do. Oh, one day we'll do a chimney cake bakery. But when this location, 500 Main Street, we saw was up for a lease, we just knew it was the perfect opportunity. It was our time to try it and take that leap.
It seems like a very special spot. It's very charming inside. I have to ask about the name. I don't know how to pronounce that. Can you walk us through it?
Yes, it's pronounced Kurtoshkalach. I don't pronounce it the best because I don't have a Hungarian accent, but it is Hungarian and it translates directly to chimney cakes. We've picked the name specifically to catch people's eye and to make it as authentic as possible.
Well, now that we've heard how we pronounce the business, it's time to taste the food. Let's go see how they're made. Well, we are back with Damon now to learn a little bit more about the process. Walk us through your menu that you offer here.
So we have a variety of different chimney cakes here. This is our traditional style. It is baked on a larger roller and it's hollow all the way through on the inside. So you can bake different toppings inside of the dough and different sugars on the outside to give it a nice crunchy crust. This shape is also baked into savory styles. We have a few different savory options that you can add to your dough if you're looking for a snack or a lunch instead of something sweet. We also have a smaller traditional style that is baked into our minis. This is cut into little bites that are a perfect snack that you can walk around and share or drizzle different toppings on after it's baked. Then we have these two different cones. We have our medium and our small. These two cones can be baked with toppings in the dough, and then after it's baked, you can fill it with different things such as sliced fruit, soft serve, and different cookie crumbles and drizzles and such.
So the thing I'm really curious about is how did you learn how to make this in the first place?
Yes, so I was really good at eating them, so I figured I'd try to make them. And it's kind of hard when you don't have a good setup like this in your kitchen. So I found that wrapping dough around cans and baking them in my oven was a good start in how to learn how to make these and start testing out different flours and dough combinations. And then as we started researching and got in touch with Dober Kurtosh, our supplier for our equipment, they kind of helped explain how to make these more consistently, more traditionally.
Last question, probably the most important one. How can people connect with you?
You could check out our website at LafayetteChimneyCakes.com or find us on Instagram and Facebook at Lafayette Chimney Cakes. And of course, we're right here at the corner of 5th and Main.
From teaching in the classroom to preparing students for the realities of the professional industry, film education at Purdue goes far beyond theory. My guest today is J.R. Sklar, a film professor at Purdue University, as well as an independent film director and writer. Most recently, he directed a short film titled The Call, shot right here at Purdue. What makes this project especially exciting is that J.R. involved 18 student interns, giving them hands-on experience on a professional film set, working in real crew positions under real production conditions. Good morning, J.R. How are you?
Good morning, Dunia. I'm well. How are you?
I'm good. Thank you for being here. Now let's jump right into it. And can you tell us the inspiration behind your film, The Call, and the plot behind it?
Sure. The Call is about a young man from South Korea who is studying engineering here at the behest of his father, who's a very successful businessman in Seoul, Korea. And it's about finals time, and this has been his first semester at school. And he's from another country, and I mean, it's hard enough your first semester going to college, right, as we all know. Anyways, he's failing out of his engineering class, and his dad gives him an ultimatum that says, you either get an A on this final, or you can't come home for our ski vacation for the Christmas holidays. And so he's panicked, and he's trying to find American friends to study with to help him, and things don't go very well. This is part of a larger project, this short film. It'll be what's called an omnibus film. It's these sort of feature-length films that have self-contained little episodes where even the characters are different, locations are different.
And you involved 18 student interns in your project.
Yeah.
And why was it important for you to turn this film into a teaching experience? And how did you structure the set so students were learning while also maintaining like a professional atmosphere?
It's a work in progress. I mean, I wish I could say I had like a great, syllabus and plan, but really my attitude about this was just wholly artistic and professional, and I just said, you know what, let me go about making this movie. And I interviewed about 100 or so students and selected about 18 or so from that. It's already difficult making any kind of film, whether you have a big budget, small, it's a very difficult thing. Combining that with also teaching, there was definitely a lot of tough love. I guess I'd like to think it was, tough love. Really, the surprise was that it worked, and that it worked. I think the film's going to be beautiful, magnificent. Quite honestly, if I do say so myself, thanks to the hard work of a lot of people and the students. And
before we wrap it up, can you tell for our audience your advice for film students and how should they prepare while they're in university?
Biggest piece of advice to all people who want to work in film, whether you're a film major, minor or not, is go make movies. This is a great time, like in your 20s, in your late teens and 20s, to just go find your film, go find your team, always finish your movie, and submit them to festivals, and then keep doing that.
Thank you so much, Jer.
Yeah.
I'm really excited for the future of The Call, and all the luck to you and your students.
Thank you so much, Junior. It's a pleasure to be here. Thanks, everyone.
That was a look at how Purdue students are gaining real-world experience behind the camera, proving that your future of filmmaking can start right here on campus.
With the winter season now in full swing and snowstorms still on our horizon, we wanted to give you a deeper insight into the process that snowplow drivers go through to keep our roads clear. Additionally, some safety tips that you need to be made aware of. visiting highway departments and taking a look behind the scenes. There's a lot of preparation that must be done before a snowstorm hits. Here I'm with Assistant Superintendent of Tippecanoe County, Brian Walker. Brian, so when you guys see a storm coming in, what is a process you and your drivers do to keep the roads clear?
Well, we track on the timing of when it's going to show up, and we'd use salt brine to prepare 3 or 4 days ahead of time, and then put it down on our bridges and hills and curves.
When the snow is falling, the plow drivers line up their trucks near the salt barn and wait to be loaded to then go face the snow. There's challenges the drivers endure while on the road.
Some of the roads we have, there's more traffic, there's more hills, there's curves. Those, they take precedence. And the ones out in the county, if you have a light, fluffy snow, they drift in really bad and people can't travel those also.
Kosciuszko County plow driver Kyle Schultz let us ride along to see from the perspective of a plow driver.
So the most difficult thing like today is trying to see on the country roads where the road actually ends. You kind of feel it with the blade a little bit if you get into the sod there, but then other times you don't feel it because it's iced over and it's thick and you think you're just getting ice. So that's how some of the guys will get into the ditches.
When encountering a snowplow on the roadway, it is difficult to know what to do.
Just give us room. We don't like to be passed. I know you're probably in a hurry just like we are to try to get these roads open, but we are limited to that 15 to 25 mile an hour for our equipment to work correctly and the material to do everything correctly. So the biggest thing, just give us our room that we need. We try to be mindful of all the traffic that comes by, but it makes it really hard when I'm currently just opening up one lane just to try to get the road open, and I've got a car coming at me, and it's very hard to get out of their way and being mindful of that. So, potentially it creates a hazard for both of us with the more traffic in some places.
For all snowplow drivers, the objective is to keep the roads clear and safe for all travelers.
We're trying to just do our job, try to get the roads opened up, get them safe. We're trying to make sure that, public safety is our priority.
We just try to do our best. Everybody gets tired and grumpy, but we got to stay at it. And so as long as everybody's patient, that's all we ask.
We thank all of our snowplow drivers for working tirelessly to keep our roads clear.
With the groundhog calling for 6 more weeks of winter, cabin fever might be settling in. What can we do when we're feeling a little stir crazy? It's time to bring in our local guide for creative ideas that aren't weather dependent. Joining me now is Elise Daniel, a small business cheerleader and the creator behind the Happy Hours. Elise, the groundhog let us down, but you certainly didn't. You have come up with some really unique itineraries that are very hyper-local focused. Let's start with number 1, nature and nostalgia.
Yes. So I know we're all aching to get out of the house, and even though it's cold, we still can. Just bundle up. So what I suggest is going to Prophetstown State Park, taking a walk there, go explore the History Center if it's open, and then after that, you can get in your car, cozy up, head to a local drive-thru. So I suggest Igloo Frozen Custard. We loved their grilled or breaded tenderloins, some French fries, a fruit drink or a vanilla Coke is one of my favorites. And then just hang out in the car, listen to your favorite music or a podcast, and it could just be fun and cozy.
A car picnic is not something we often think about, but I would imagine kids really get into that.
Yes, I know mine do.
Okay, next up, a classic combination, local pizza and game night.
Yes, so this is a way that you can still support local and still stay in your PJs, stay on the couch, get comfy and cozy that way. We really love going to Pizza Uncommon or Bert's Pizza, which is in downtown, or even Ace's Pub. They are on the south side of town. We grab cheese pizza and we get it to go. Then head home, get cozy on the couch, get out some Uno, board games. If you have a gaming console, pick your favorite games. And this is just fun for all ages.
The other thing that we can't live without in the winter, hot cocoa. It's a classic. So cocoa and more. Tell us about that one.
Yes. So this one kind of you can start in the morning. We love going to Fuel Coffee, which is right at 5 Points. grab some blueberry pancakes, some hot cocoa, a coffee, maybe even a smoothie, and then head out. For the little ones, Imagination Station is definitely a local favorite. For all ages though, Monster Mini Golf on the south side of town is always a blast. It's right next door to Pink Walrus, so you could go get some frozen yogurt after, or if you want to hit up a diner, Lily's Diner is right over there on the south side, along with Nom Nom Tacos. So really good tacos and some fun options for all ages.
We love it when everything is centrally located and convenient. Yeah. Well, last on the list, a local theater experience, and you recommend we really make a whole night of this.
Yes. So I love Civic Theater. It's in downtown Lafayette. Right now they have the production of The Revolutionist. It's going from February 12th through the 21st. So I recommend going to Rose and Wick, pouring a candle, and this can be for all ages again, and then heading over to Revolution Barbecue, and then head to the theater. And they have a lobby there, so you can grab an alcoholic or non-alcoholic beverage, snacks, and then after the production on 2 of the Saturdays, included with your ticket is an after dark. So one of them is Dueling Liza's, and then another one is going to be an improv night. So it's just a way to support local and theater here in downtown Lafayette.
Wonderful. Well, we certainly will not say that we don't have anything to do in the winter. Thank you so much, Elise.
Thank you.
And if you enjoyed these ideas, don't forget to find Elise on Instagram. She shares local events, business features, and fresh fun every week.
Hi, I'm Madeline Moore at Sacred Apple Tattoos here with Travis Duncan, which is now located at 123rd North Gracie Lane at the DNR Plaza. Travis, hi, how are you?
I'm doing well, thank you.
Good. So how long have you been tattooing?
I've been tattooing about 16 or 17 years. Been in the industry about 18, maybe 19 years.
Wow. So what's your specialty?
I prefer black and grays. Worked in a street shop long enough that I'm kind of used to doing anything that comes in the door, but if I had a choice, it'd be black and gray.
So today we're going to talk a little bit about tattoo aftercare and getting tattoos in the winter. So why do you suggest getting tattoos in the winter?
They're protected during the crucial times of healing. The first few weeks, you're going to be covered up with clothing and stuff and not taking direct sunlight. You're also not going to be worried about the water of swimming pools and chlorine or the untreated waters like lakes and rivers.
So why don't you do second skin here?
I prefer not to, just because a lot of times people don't use it the way it's instructed or the way we guide them to. We also have healed tattoos for generations without second skin, and they healed just fine. So I would prefer to avoid potential issues. A lot of times it's just easier.
What is your best advice for aftercare?
Typically, I would say stay away from petroleum-based products. Ointments get a little thick and people don't always use those correctly either. I stick with lotions is usually where I guide my clients.
What would you say to someone who's hesitant to get their first tattoo?
I'd say put some thought into it. Mm-hmm. We're not going to be, the artists aren't going to be the ones that rush you into it.
Right.
Make sure it's something that you're going to want to get, you're going to be happy and proud of.
Those are some great words of advice, Travis. Thank you for meeting with me today. It was
Thank
great
you.
to see you.
From community volunteering to funding orgs on campus to changing state law, Purdue Student Government covers it all. Though they are one of the largest organizations on campus, most of its work ends up being behind the scenes, unknown to Purdue students and the greater Lafayette community. Today, I'm joined by my good friends, Purdue Student Government President Rebecca Seener and Vice President Nicholas Newman, to uncover what the organization does on and off campus. To start off, Nicholas, let's talk big picture. Can you tell us a little bit about what the organization's impact is locally?
Yeah, absolutely. So when we're talking about Purdue Student Government has the 3 branches of any government: our board of directors, our senate, and then our cabinet and our courts. When we are specifically doing community engagement and public engagement, that's a lot more of our board of directors. So volunteering with Natalie's Second Chance, tabling around the communities around sustainability, or doing Detrash the Wabash to the city of West Lafayette. In addition, Becca and I are working with Mayor Easter to address some of the off-campus housing conditions around the Purdue vicinity. So those are just a few of the small things that we're doing when it comes to the community in West Lafayette specifically.
So I know housing can be a hot topic at Purdue. Becca, how does Purdue Student Government support organizations and students on campus?
Yeah, so as Purdue Student Government, we kind of act as a liaison between Purdue admin and students. So we often regularly meet with students as well as Purdue upper administration. So to support students, we actually have a grant allocation board that gives out to various student organizations. We've also done a textbook affordability initiative where we gave 310 vouchers at $50 each to students. And then last year, we actually had a Lyft subsidy initiative where we subsidized Lyft rides for students across campus.
Excellent. Last year, Becca served as vice president of PSG and played a key role in expanding the Indiana Lifeline law. Becca, can you tell us a little bit about your experience of working with state legislature?
Of course. So the Indiana Lifeline law provides amnesty from arrest or prosecution to those seeking medical attention for underage drinking. The parties protected under this law are the caller, those who assist the caller stay on scene and remain compliant, and now the person in need of medical attention due to our work as Purdue Student Government. I must say, working with the state legislature was such a transformative experience that has altered my entire career trajectory, and I could not be more grateful for the General Assembly and their support of this initiative and the expansion of the Lifeline law, so students can no longer hesitate to make the call to save a life. I mean, students shouldn't be fearful to make the call in a medical emergency involving underage drinking, because you never want that fear to become fatal, and it has for many students across the state of Indiana.
Yes, it's such an impactful message. Before we go, Nicholas, is there anything you want our audience to know about the organization? How can students in the greater community get involved?
Yeah, absolutely. While Becca and I have loved the time that we've been doing Purdue Student Government as vice president and president, our tenure is almost up. So actually coming up starting in March and April is the elections for the 2026-2027 student body elections. So look out for Instagram for tabling all events around campus to promote the next elections of our senators, vice president, and president.
Awesome. Thank you so much both for joining us today. To get connected with Purdue Student Government, head to their website, purduesg.org. Email them at studentgovernment@purdue.edu or follow them on Instagram at Purdue Student Government.
If you're a new international student here at Purdue, listen up. There's a passport club you can join here that lets you meet students from the U.S. as well as other international students through social events. Starting a new semester of college in a foreign country can be pretty terrifying. Luckily, if you're at Purdue, you have Passport Club. Passport Club is a way for local and international students to connect on campus. Once you join, you get paired with someone from the opposite background that you can go to club events with. The club is always hosting fun activities from game nights to pool tournaments. I had a chance to speak with some of the students involved to ask them what they like about the club.
I really like the Passport Club because it brings a lot of exchange students together, and it's a great opportunity for me to meet cultures that come from outside the U.S.
It's just fun to have social events, not necessarily anything educational, but just a time to be able to get to know each other while playing games.
If you're interested, you can scan this QR code to join their WhatsApp group. They're always posting what events they're going to be doing next. For Life on the Wabash, I'm Sam Shakur.
If you have burning questions about flowers, giving them, making them last when you receive them, and styling them, we've come to the right place. We are visiting Sarah Harmon of Rubia Flower Market. It's a pretty magical location. I was reading up on you. You started working for this business at 17?
Yeah. 20 years ago, I got my start with flowers, and I've been a business owner now for 10 years. Just kept coming back and back and back to it. Yeah, we love what we do here.
Well, we're here to talk to you about your busy season. Of course, Valentine's Day is coming up.
Yes.
How crazy does it get?
It is our Super Bowl. When you talk in terms of volume, there they go. It is many multiples of what a normal week would be. We do about a month's worth of work over the course of 1 week. So,
wow.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
We're really busy.
I've always wanted to ask a florist, when it comes to ordering something, if you were making the order, what would you choose if you had to maximize the look, the feel, and of course, budget?
Yeah. So one thing we would ask somebody is, let's start with a color palette. Are they real traditional, real artsy? Let's kind of start there. For Valentine's specifically, we would ask, does it have to include roses? Does it have to include a full dozen roses? And then kind of go from there. But we're really fortunate here that a lot of times our customers say, you guys always do a great job. We're just gonna call it a designer's choice, and you guys go from there and I know I'm gonna love it.
So which flowers are the most budget friendly if you do need to ask a florist?
Tried and true things like carnations, mums, chrysanthemums, those kind of things are gonna be really long lasting. Some of the filler flowers are also really long lasting, like baby's breath and alstroemeria, those kind of things.
Talking about making them last, do you have any tips for us once we receive that bouquet? How do we care for our flowers?
Yes, so particularly with rose season coming up for Valentine's Day, one of the things you can do is, whether you get them already designed in a vase or not, is continue to cut them shorter as they age, or if you like a compact look in a vase, you can continue to cut them down in a vase, but cutting them down shorter and shorter helps increase their vase life because the water source is closer to the bloom. So they're able to last longer, and as they kind of open, you get this really full look still. Try to change the water every day if you can. If you can't, every other day is great, and you want to change the water completely.
We want to see you work your magic. You're going to show us how you style things.
Yeah, so I'm just going to cut these really short so you can kind of get an idea. If you're not great about changing the water, you may choose to do something in a vase that is not glass or see-through like this.
And it's important to remove the lower leaves?
Yep. Any foliage that would be in the water, you want to try to remove that as best you can. That'll speed up the aging process if you have foliage in there or plant matter that's deteriorating. So all of those things count in small increments. I do always tell people the best thing you can do is start with fresh flowers. So your local florist, you know, is receiving product really especially for the occasion. The shorter you cut something, the more compact it's going to be. The longer you leave something, the more wild it's going to be. It's kind of like the more work you're going to have to do. So if you have nice big focal flowers like these hot pink roses, you can start kind of just going close around the edge of your vase and then filling in the center.
I just love the smell too. This must be a fun place to work.
We hear all the time, people walk in and they say, oh, it smells so good. We're kind of nose blind to it at this point, but yeah, that's what people always say. It smells so good. And this variety in particular is fragrant.
And there are always things that florists really want people to know, especially this time of year.
Sure.
What's essential?
Sure. So order ahead is the biggest one. Like I said, we do an incredible amount of volume over the course of that Valentine's Day week. So we will take pre-orders and custom orders until the 12th of February. After that, we're going to have some things set up kind of grab and go style in here. So you got to pre-order, especially if you want a delivery.
Okay. Well, wonderful. I have to it's something you have to do in a flower shop.
Yeah.
So delightful. Thank you for all the insight. Of course, if you want to come down and see Sarah, it's very European market style in here. Yep. Really inspiring. All of that information is right here on your screen. And don't forget, order early.
If you have a story you'd like to see in one of our next episodes of Life on the Wabash, send us an email, contact us on Instagram, or subscribe to our YouTube channel.
Your voice will drive the show, and we're eager to hear from you. Here's a look at when we're coming up next. Until then, we encourage you to explore more and have a happy Saturday.
Valentine, a candy heart can never be as sweet as a kiss from you tonight. Oh no, top of the line. Our favorite love songs play on repeat. Guess I got one thing right, and you're just in time. I've waited all my life for love to keep.
Brought to you in partnership with Purdue University Brian Lamb School of Communication and NBC 16 Lafayette, a Star City TV station.